What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Diesel0725, and today we got ourselves a reaction video because we be reacting, protracting, and big backing per usual. And today we got ourselves, because I haven't reacted to these two in a very long time. I think it's been at least a year. So we got Aber ein Please. So we finna get into this. Is video titled "Everyone Loves Cancel Culture." So without further ado, let's get right on into this mug like some hot tea.
I think we can all agree everybody likes cancel culture.
Everybody likes cancel culture?
Mm-hmm.
Pam Bondi said one of the dumbest things you can say as an attorney general. Do we have it here? I'm looking at my SOT list. Yeah, here it is. It's unbelievable.
About that, I do feel that everyone loves cancel culture. Everyone wants somebody to be canceled, whether it's because they disagree with something that they may have said, or whether they just don't like the individual, or they feel offended about something they probably shouldn't be offended about. Because I feel that you shouldn't be worried about really what people are saying online, out of all places, and especially on social media. And to be honest, bro, y'all know what I really think it is. I think it's a bunch of people that feel like they don't have any power, you know? So, but online, they feel like they have they just have that mighty fist where they could just hit a button, bink, and you're done, son. And it is getting to that point where a lot of people online feel like in order to feel powerful or empowered, they need to have control over somebody else's situation. So I am not one to necessarily say, hey, maybe we should take this person offline because they said something that I might not agree with. I don't ever want to see anybody lose their money, opportunity, because that's messing with their livelihood. I don't want to see that. Now, could there be some people that shouldn't be online? Oh yeah, hell yeah, of course, definitely are. But I don't think that people should be canceled just because of a disagreement. Now, if they're going off the wall talking just about violence and murdering and all that, yeah, definitely take them offline. But just this cancel culture is just a way for bored people to feel powerful. That's it.
No pushback, but here's what Pam said in SOT 18.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after?
I couldn't believe.
Who said that?
Literally, this is what we started when we were in 2016. We were talking about stuff. Yeah. We were talking about, lefty spaces and cultural appropriation. Like, this was the kind of shit I would hear from those crazy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And now it's like in the highest form of government.
Real quick, it is so different to see Preach without his dreads, bro, or his locks. It is very different to see this man with a fade. Like, I have to. It's been a minute. I haven't been here in a while on the reaction side like that. So my bad, you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna get used to it. All right.
You're saying hate speech is not free speech. Well, who defines what's hate speech? I'm having deja vu. Groundhog Day.
Oh,
I'm like, literally, when I heard this, I couldn't believe she had said that.
I swear to God, I swear it was a couch there. I swear it was a couch there. I'm just surprised that her hair is blonde and not blue. That's crazy.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people, so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech.
Okay. That was crazy.
It's crazy because you're saying that because you're protecting Charlie, but Charlie was doing that. It's just not your people against your people, so you're okay with it. By your standard, by what you're saying, Charlie should have been in jail.
Well, what if a radical, crazy person gets into office on the left side and says that if you don't identify a trans person by the proper pronouns, that's hate speech? What then? Now, shout out to at least, Megyn Kelly here. I saw a couple other conservative creators who are actually speaking out against this because we all should.
There's no sentence that Charlie Kirk would have objected to more than that.
Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free.
Okay, and this is like the point where I feel I'm back in 2015. I'm hearing throwback lines I haven't heard in almost a decade, or that haven't been popular. And now they're being ushered by the Attorney General, which is pretty much the highest point you could be for the law. And I'm just like, it's up there. And when I'm like, and it's coming from a conservative person, I'm like, there's no way this is real. Listen to this.
I'm feeling throwback, but from the opposite side. Usually, back in the days, the conservative people were saying like, hey, we can't say anything no more. But now, is more liberal people are saying like, we can't say nothing no more.
Yeah,
that's the throwback is reversed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And look, I said it before. All right, I'll say it right now.
So it kind of feels like the left side and the right, they pretty much are using each other's tactics in order to push whatever agenda that either one of them have. You know, this is why I'm centered. Because I feel like the left and the right, they both got bullshit, but they also both have reasonable points that they make. So I don't have to agree with everything that somebody says, but that also does not give me the right to not hear out all perspectives and all sides of any situation. So yeah, it's pretty much those two using each other's tactics. You know, they put the reverse Uno on their ass for real.
I'm for people losing their job. If you want to post swastika and you want to say a bunch of rape or celebrate people dying and saying it's fucking, lose your job. You're an idiot. Don't post that shit online, dummy. You gotta know. It's completely different when the Attorney General is talking about bringing the weight of the law and arresting you. I might fire you, but I'll fight for the fact that you should never go to jail for what you say.
Yeah.
By sending them to jail? Nah. This is where you start going Looney Tunes.
Everybody's a snowflake.
Yeah.
This is a snowstorm right now.
But in light of the Charlie Kirk stuff, there's been a lot of people who've been getting fired by the administration, by a lot of different people.
I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job.
The Jimmy Kimmel stuff I thought was interesting. I heard what Jimmy Kimmel said that got him fired. Did you hear?
No.
New lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction.
Can you believe what we made? I was like, if my niggas talking about me, I'm like, hey, you never cared when I was alive.
You never cared.
That was so crazy.
Right,
so what's
right.
the idea that the person who's in charge of the FCC went on a podcast, put pressure on ABC, which is the largest corporation and one of the largest media corporations.
And they have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
And threatened to lose the license.
Within hours.
And it is almost moments, literally, after that interview aired, that ABC announced that it would indefinitely pull the Jimmy Kimmel show.
They shut down the whole show, and they didn't even want to, because apparently they had a board meeting. And when they had the board meeting, there's a lot of because like people were like, he didn't say nothing that bad. But everyone's like, we can't afford to lose all this money.
They were losing their license.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when you run a business, bro, you lose your license, everything's
It's
dead. Like you're just
done. It's done so. It's done so. Now I think that was, other than the pressure to remove him, remove his show. I also do believe that could be views, people not watching as much. That could be a thing. That's one piece that could be. Also, it could be his content seems biased. It seems very biased. Like, it seems like he only talks about conservatives and the right wing. It seems like a trend. If anything, it seems more like a trend than anything else. So that could also be a reason why you lose viewership, because it pretty much is like you are losing half of your viewers, if that's the case. You're so on this side, so far to this side, that you lose the other half of your audience. So there has to be a balance in what you say and what you do. There has to be a balance. Otherwise, if you lean too far, shit gonna spill over.
Your business is over.
Well, you can't.
So the idea that government is getting involved and getting people fired from their everyday jobs for speech that isn't that extreme, that should worry you. Afterwards, I think Jimmy made a stupid comment, something about like, we don't know if this is politically motivated or whatever it was. Like,
new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
From all the messages, it looks like it's pretty clear that this is very politically motivated.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you have the right to say stupid shit. Like, people are acting like his cancellation was super deserved for this specifically. And in my head, I'm like, if you think someone deserves, everybody should be fired on TV. That. You know how many people make wrong takes or make some stupid fucking take?
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of stupidity floating around social media. There's a lot of stupidity, and it's even from entertainers. But then you also got to realize that that's all that is. Everything is money and entertainment. That's what it is. Anything to get your money and to keep you focused on TV. That's pretty much what it is. And I feel like once we know that, and we feel like we'll be better off. We'll be a lot happier too.
This wasn't even that bad. Every time we allow somebody to be incredibly corrupt because it benefits us, when the shoe's on the other foot, it'll be too late because you already tied the shoelaces on the other one. And bitch, no one walking out with one shoe. This is ABC, right? That means that anybody online has no chance. If the FCC comes for YouTube, or the FCC comes from any of these social media platforms and applies a little pressure, your channel's getting banned within seconds. We've already seen how flimsy YouTube is. You never want government officials to get a carte blanche and to be cheered when they are canceling people like this. The idea that the president is getting involved and cheering on the fact that they're firing all these people is bad. And I think I've come to terms with the fact that I don't even think I necessarily totally disagree with cancel culture.
But we know you don't disagree with cancel culture.
That's right. If you're a prankster, you get canceled. Now, people say that's not cancel culture.
That's consequences.
It is. Well, that's also cancel culture. Mm-hmm. If you do a campaign to get somebody fired for things that they said by contacting their employer,
yeah, it's cancel culture.
That's cancel culture, right?
Yeah.
I've come to accept that everybody is for cancel culture. You've heard all levels of politicians. You've heard people on the right, left, saying these people should lose their job for celebrating. I'm like, okay. But then there's people who get fired just for saying, I don't like the guy. There's some people who they made a post quoting some of the horrible things that they felt Charlie said, and they also got fired. And people contacted their job. Libs of TikTok.
Now that is crazy work. That is crazy work. I do not, like I said, don't want to mess with anybody's money. I do not whatsoever believe that you should be fired for anything that you say that isn't harmful or isn't a call to violence. For somebody that's just saying like, hey, this is what I looked up, this is what I heard him say, and I'm gonna post this. That shouldn't be grounds for anybody to be fired. That's how much this is being lost. Like, the plot is being lost. I don't think somebody should lose their job just because they have an opinion. Now, like I said, if you are not calling for violence or harm to anybody, if you're not threatening, cool. You shouldn't lose your job for that. But if you out there just being egregious and just want chaos and want to watch the world burn, get some help.
TikTok made a post. This police officer basically said, listen, and even though I don't wish him harm or whatever, I'm not going to sit here and mourn his death. Is that a fireable?
In his home, Republicans were laughing, high-fiving, and doing backflips. Hell, it wasn't just 2 months ago they were laughing and I think that means I think that's supposed to say high-fiving, about feeding immigrants to alligators. What? Who are also fathers, mothers, and brothers, not to mention Charlie being openly racist. So you can imagine, while the act is horrific, certainly he ain't really winning in the empathy department.
Thing. It is today. I think we can all agree, or most of us can agree. We probably have a point or a threshold where if you do something beyond this line, if you lose your line of employment, if you are made to pay financially, economically, whatever it might be, most of us don't care. Would you agree?
Yes.
I think the main thing is just like we all have a different threshold, and some people's threshold for what that line is much lower.
Some people's threshold for what that line is if it happens to them or their side.
Sure,
absolutely. That's their threshold. They're not for, well, you're canceling me because it happens to them, but when it's for the other person, the other side,
sure,
they're for it.
Good.
It's all good.
Look at this, right? So someone else posted, I tried to hold my tongue, but I genuinely do not know how any person could be saying Charlie Kirk was a good man. Of course, it was awful. He was shot. So were more children at a school in Colorado yesterday. Yet most of you haven't said a thing about any of the other 45 here. Someone who didn't believe in and ... whatever. To me, that's not fireable. That's not past the threshold. But the fact that some people think it is where I think this stuff goes well beyond the pale. And I think we should institute some level of shame. This kind of speech, whilst it's legal and you shouldn't be in prison for it, there should be social consequences. Why? Because we've gotten to the point now where everyone's posting swastikas, people are posting all kinds of salutes, people are out here saying some of the most foul and disgusting things about children every day or whatever it might be. Yeah. And these things aren't even like being socially reproached online. I'm like, isn't that shit? I hope those people get canceled. I'll be honest with you. You want to get online and say a bunch of race? I hope you get the same lady who yelled at that 13-year-old autistic boy when called him an N-word on camera proudly. What did conservatives do? They started a GoFundMe and they put money in her pockets.
I'm not even going to call it cancel culture anymore. I think we're living in the age of outrage capitalism. The lefts are accusing the rights of doing something that they're doing themselves, and vice versa. Yeah. They're benefiting from people being pissed off at each other. The product is anger. And
divide.
The winner is not the blue, the red, the purple. It's green. It's money.
Always.
It benefits people.
Money. That's what I said earlier. It's all about money. Every time. Bottom line. That's why I call it the bottom line, because that's it. When you hit that that's it. The bottom. That means that's there already. And you fuck with that.
If it's you, the news... Hell, it benefits podcasters as well. Anger is not a way to do revolution. It's a subscription.
And I was guilty of it too. I was guilty of it. I was on Instagram, I was on there, and just you would see the stupidity and these fake ass pages that say that they're for black people. We don't even know if these pages are black ran or owned. We just know that there's a name that has black in it, and so we automatically subscribe to it because it's black. But then I started to notice that it does seem like these channels are for black people. It seems like all they want to do is keep us angry and divided. And when I would say that, they would never respond, but they would respond to any other negative shit that was said. Anytime I would say anything negative, then they would say something. All right. I have returned. Had to help my landlord move somebody's car because the transmission was out on that mug. So, we gonna continue with this without further ado.
Subscribe to who you want to be pissed off against, and then you consume products through that hate. We've never been for extremes around here.
I could be wrong, but if we played out clips of us, I think we might have been one of those people saying that cancel culture, I'm not for it.
Which I understand, but I think that in context, we're talking about a specific way.
Sure.
We're saying that, hey, what's happening there, I'm not for that.
You shouldn't be canceled
Charlie Kirk being canceled for life, that's not fair. That's not right.
That's a form of cancel culture too. Because if you think what cancel culture is, right? It's essentially you being punished for speech.
Yes, that's the extreme.
Or beliefs
that's the extreme
that people find socially reprehensible, right? So it could be financially, it could be through a boycott, through governmental means, or the most ultimate form would be to take the person's life, right?
Deletion.
Because the goal is to make you not comfortable or not be able to say these things without repercussion, right? This should never be something that's permissible or allowed. But you're starting to see how like authoritarianism and these ideas of like basically coming down on ideas of what you say, how you think, it's happening everywhere.
I'm happy that even some people on the right are like, what is this? They're catching on. They're like, no, this is a bit much.
It's happening on all sides of the aisle. And I truly feel like how we came in here at first when we started on YouTube and talking about leftist crazy, now we're doing the other side of the aisle. And we're getting to do, and it's the same shit.
Remember a week ago when I told you the pendulum thing?
Oh yeah.
Yo, that thing is swinging.
Swinging.
What me and Preach were doing back
No
then
pause.
when we were talking against a lot of this stuff was unpopular. You know how much flack we got from lefties?
Dude.
From talking against cancel culture, for talking against a lot of this stuff. We're getting the same thing, but on the other side now. And as a result, there was some oppressive stuff that they were doing in terms of how they came down on people. 100%. And now that it's on the other side, they're doing the same thing. And now that we're speaking out against that, that side hates us. That's why I don't really mind.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. It's usually how it goes. No side wants to hear about what they're doing wrong. They'll immediately shun you. No side wants to ever hear about what they're doing wrong in order to fix it. It's always no, you agree with me or else. Being a part of this group, just to be a part of something, just to be included into something bigger. So you literally just agree with everything that that individual or that group says just to feel wanted, just to feel connected to somebody. And I understand it, but I don't agree with it. I don't feel like you should dim yourself just to be a part of a group, because I feel like in the end, does that group really give a damn about you? Do they really care? Because 9.5 times out of 10, the answer is no. And your cause is just another way to make a bag, or your situation is just another way to make a bag. So it's happening on both sides. It's happening on both sides. Now you get to look at both sides and be like, y'all both full of shit. To be honest.
That's when you know.
When I get a lot of hate.
It's okay, I'm used to it. It reminds me of high school. Very popular hate songs. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm happy that even some people on the right are like, what? The fact that they're like, well, this is a bit much. I'm like, okay, there's hope.
Hope.
One of the rare times.
I can't believe that you and I are on the opposite side of this. I'm going to be the pessimist today. I don't think there's hope.
Today we switch?
Uh-oh.
You are getting old.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the
I don't
game.
think it's I'm getting old. I think we have reasons to just look at the world and go, oh yeah, there's very little odds that we're coming back. When have you seen us turn around extremism? All I've seen is the world go crazier and crazier and crazier, and then crazier. It's like the swing just gets wider.
What's next?
I think that all that's going to happen is that corporate interests are going to take over, and our government is going to be corporations soon.
Oh yeah,
we've already been moving.
They're already corporations. They are already corporated. You know, they reached out a while ago. That they reached out a long time ago, my guy.
In that direction, the relationship between government and corporations is just becoming more and more intertwined, and soon it's going to be all just big corporations that run everything. And cyberpunk, I can't wait. I want to get prosthetic limbs. I'm already accepting my fate.
He's talking about
it. No way. No, not cyberpunk. Fuck that. I don't want to get enhancements like that and then become an addict. Have y'all seen that Netflix anime series though? That shit was crazy. Like motherfuckers was just out in public using sex toys and virtual reality, bro. Like just crazy, bro. And then becoming addicted to the power. It's always been about power, and the power lies in the money. You have money, you have power. Okay? So, With that being said, you like, share, subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you can stay up to date on when your boy Diesel 0725 me when I post. And with that being said, y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. Make sure you go share some love, because golly, it is needed. Holy shit, bro. Love has never been needed more. Like, where is the love ass world? Anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.